Hey everyone, this is Georgia from Tippy.com. It's May 8th, 2011. This is iPad Live. So, hello everyone. We have a few special guests that will be joining us today for iPad Live, our 55th episode. First, I'd like to give a nice warm welcome to Seth Clifford.
Hello, Georgia. How are you this evening?
I'm doing very well, Seth. How have you been?
I've been okay. Busy, but okay. I had a very productive day.
You sound very
Bitter.
monotone today. Almost
Bitter.
toaster-like, I have to say.
I'm neither bitter nor a fracking toaster, I'll have you know.
He's just clearly a skin job.
Yeah, I don't know if I believe him anymore. Wait, do I hear any music playing? I might, but I'm not going to say anything to anyone. Don't want to freak out all of the people that have come live.
Okay.
We also have Mark Edwards. Mark, thank you, by the way, for those awesome shirts that you gave to us. So cool.
Not a problem at all. Not a problem at all.
got
I thought I got all my
one-star
coughing done
shirts?
before the show.
Yeah, that's okay.
I didn't.
That's all right. Yes, Renee's showing them. They're the cool one-star shirts, except now I get asked like why I'm rated so low.
And we tell them.
Well, we'll have to make you a special 5-star T-shirt then, won't we? Or you can just fill in the dots. Just color it in. No one will know.
It'll be
Brilliant.
after the update.
Yes.
1 star and
exactly.
then after update 5. Yeah, if that usually works out, probably not. And
I think people forget. They say that in the review comments, but then they never come back, even if you add the feature.
yeah, no, it's true. I think you're absolutely right. Once someone takes a look at an app and then they really can't stand it, there's little chance unless it gets waves of amazing reviews that they're ever going to take another peek at it.
Yeah, you're
So,
not going
yeah,
to get them back.
Yeah, yeah. So it's better when everyone takes a look that they make sure that the app rocks. We also have Renee Ritchie joining us. Renee,
Georgia,
you're only rated 1 star.
I know. I deserve it. I crash on launch.
Want my money back.
I should have been free. I lack Facebook
Was
integration.
free and was too expensive.
Yeah. Had a really crappy looking icon. Non-retina.
Non-retina.
Yeah, that'll do it.
Yep.
Scroll like an
much do you
Android app.
cost? How much do you cost, Renee?
Yeah, I don't know. I think it's like the $4.99 limit, but then a subscription kicks in. I don't know. Still cheap, but I'm less than a cup of Starbucks, but people still complain.
Definitely.
And Georgia, I want to thank you for actually, because you were originally not going to be here tonight, but you raced home just for the show, and we appreciate it, because otherwise I'd have to host, and no one wants that.
No, we had a really fun time. We headed down to medieval times, so we got to see some jousting and some knights, some armor, some fun. We got to eat with our hands.
Wast
Yeah,
thou
it
the
was
queen?
fun. Yes. We thought about rushing onto the field and usurping everyone, but then we thought that we'd probably just get arrested. And
So instead, you cringed dog-like behind the parapets and yapped at your betters?
yes, it was a lot of fun though. It was very cool. They do actually a very good show, so we made it back.
Excellent.
Headed down to Toronto.
Toronto. That's the I've heard of Toronto. I think it's the pivot point that holds Montreal and Vancouver on the continent.
Yeah, something like that. It
useful.
was, I don't know, it was very interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah, a lot of big buildings.
Nice.
That's what I have to say. Gross food. I thought the food wasn't bad.
No, I've been to
yeah,
Toronto many times. I love Toronto. Just people before you start mailing me.
Everyone for Toronto, go ahead. Send
Mail
your
me.
hate
My
mail.
address is chad.garrett@tippy.com.
Yeah. Well, we do have a few announcements to go through. First of all, wishing everyone a happy Mother's Day. So hopefully if you have not already wished your mother for Happy Mother's Day, wait till after the podcast and then wish her. Yes. And if you're just listening to this, you actually downloaded it to iTunes and you forgot,
Oh,
you should have
boy.
listened live. That's like, it's almost punishment. You should have listened live and then we would have reminded you to wish your mother.
I had to explain to my mother on her new iPad why when she searched for endangered animals, Google gave her an ad for testicular implants. That was my Mother's Day right there.
The gift that keeps on giving.
Thank you, Google.
The gift that keeps on giving.
What if I did this in front of my students? It's just blame Google.
Yeah. So we also have a new weekly post that is coming up, and that is an app for that. So we take a look and see how we can make your experience with your phone better, more, as Steve Jobs would say, seamless, interesting, and fun. And we will post an application that would be able to do that. And so which one did we put up just recently, Renee?
Well, I don't know if I should give the backstory to this, but I'll give like a clouded version. There was someone at Smartphone Experts, no name please, who kind of called up and said, "What's the app that I can do this thing that I really want to do with? I know there's an app for it. What is it?" And we decided, hey, we'll answer this in a new weekly column. So it's for apps that. This one was, how do you sync photos between your iPhone and iPad? They knew that there was an app for it. They couldn't figure out which one was good, which one they should use. So every Thursday, Leanna's going to put up a new app for that. And you can write in and ask for an app that does a certain thing. And she will do her best to find it. And if she can't, or if our readers can find a better one, we're going to crowdsource it.
That sounds good. And which one did we do this week, Renee?
We did Camera Sync. And although it worked, Camera Sync does do this, but a lot of people in our comments said they like Photo Sync better. So it is already working like a charm.
And people can take a look. And yeah, add comments. If you found a way that we can do it better, then go ahead and do it.
And before we go on, Georgia, we usually talk about this on iPhone Live. We're doing a new developer spotlight segment on Tippy where every Monday we put up a brief interview with a new developer, basically our version of 20 questions. We talked about last week's one, but tomorrow is going to be none other than Mark Edwards' spotlight.
Awesome. Oh, you see, I should have been asking the questions though, because I have some juicy ones for Mark, but I'll have to wait.
I think he's happy you didn't know.
Next set, I want to get to ask.
Are those lightsabers in your avatar?
The real answer is far more boring. They're just fluorescent tubes we stuck on a wall for the photo. That's it.
Don't tell them, Mark. It's a magic. It's
I
industrial.
don't know. Okay. We can erase that later though.
Oh, yes, in
I
post.
thought it was just photoshopped.
No. It's all
real
real.
effects,
Most of it's in
Georgia.
camera.
Yeah, in-camera effects.
Oh, very cool.
Yeah, doing it old school.
You see, that's actually a cooler response than I'd expected. See, Mark, you have already outdone yourself.
Oh, there you go. I'll tweet the setup photo to you.
Nice.
So you can see everything. Yep.
And it'll be up tomorrow.
Yeah, that's very cool. And other things that we wanted to know more about. We have Fortune Goes Inside of Apple. We have taken a look inside the Fortress of Solitude that is Apple. And yeah, we've gotten a little bit of a peek for the article, and we get to find out a little bit of what Steve Jobs is like, what he's like working for, and what the company's like. Seth, did you take a peek at this article?
I did actually. I read it earlier today. Yep.
So funny. I asked the question. I'm like, Seth would be like, nope, actually didn't read it at all, Georgia. Next.
Yes.
I bet they sold a ton of Fortune iPad. I bet they got a lot of downloads on the Fortune app right after that article went up.
Did you
Oh
download
yeah,
it?
for sure. For sure.
Yeah, I went and downloaded it and I bought that issue right then and there.
Seth, you?
Oh no, I actually read the post, and I didn't get around to buying the app yet. Like I said, I was busy today. I had a lot of stuff happening.
Okay. Oh yeah, that's okay. It's
Try
okay.
to install BlackBerry Desktop Manager. Leave the man alone.
Don't have to get defensive. It's all right.
No, thankfully that wasn't it today.
Okay.
But that did consume too much of my time.
Okay.
And what did you think of the article? Did anything shock you?
No, I mean, what I saw of it was pretty much the kind of stuff you'd expect. It was actually kind of cool because as I kind of looked through those main points, it made me realize like how fun Apple must still be even at its size. The fact that, certain things happen on a weekly basis that can change the entire direction of the company. Like we have a very small company, and every single week, there's things that are the same and there's things that are different. And each week, week to week could be so different that it really does force us in a new direction. And it's just interesting to think that as small as we are, we have a kind of similar perspective, to Apple, that they really are so focused on what they need to do that they can turn so quickly and focus on something new.
Right. Mark, did you hear about how Steve Jobs actually takes like the top 100 people and brings them onto a retreat with him?
Yeah, I saw that, and I'm wondering where my invite is.
I know.
You don't work for Apple, Mark, as far as we know.
For Apple. Yeah. No, I don't. Yeah, that sounds great. Although it's kind of well, I guess that's their carrot, isn't it? Sounds like there's plenty of stick he has as well. So I guess it works both ways. He's got to be nice sometimes, right?
I'm always
But it's
101.
nice to not like like number 100 and then you get to go once and then you get ditched for someone else, and like, Fred from the mailroom gets chosen instead of you and you never get to go back. So
Hey,
it,
Mr.
it,
Yeah,
101,
Fred's
leave me
Fred's pretty
alone.
good though.
it'll make you work hard though to get to go up there. That would be very cool.
Yeah, it would be very cool.
Now,
Yeah.
Renee, you know a lot about Steve. You and Steve
Well,
jo
from
your Steve
reference,
doll. What
from
what
reference.
did you find anything was shocking when you read the
I
article
just,
fully? Was there more to it that you had expected or was
yeah,
it pretty much what you thought was?
there's two things. Like one was just the way he talks. Like he after the disastrous Mobile Me launch, he brings the entire Mobile Me team in together. I mean, right before disbanding it and appointing Eddie Q to the head of iTunes to run it. Can anyone tell me what Mobile Me is supposed to do? They explain it. So why the F doesn't it do that? I mean, that's it's. And then the thing, and I think this might make Mark and Seth's eyes roll back. They had two people. They are so focused. They had two people doing the port for Safari for iPad. That's it. Two people.
I think that's kind of cool though, because it gives them, I think, gives people responsibility, but also accountability. So kind of, if you've got an engineer that's really, really good at his job, that the last thing or her job, the last thing you'd want to do is kind of put them on a massive team and say, look, you all have to kind of work together, and because you've got so many people, things are going to take longer, and you have to have meetings and work it all out. I think it's much better just to say, this is your part, and this is what you're doing, and that's it. And that way,
Right.
if it's not good, if it's not good,
You get
we know who
Mobile
to
Me.
load into the cannon.
Yeah.
Exactly. Exactly. No helmet. I liked how
Yeah, yeah.
every project has a directly responsible individual. Like,
I love
it
that.
must
I
be
think it's
great to be
really
that
good.
person and really, really bad to be that person. Like the Mobile Me person must have been like,
It's sort of like that guy in the James Bond movie who pisses off Blofeld, or the guy on the executor who Darth Vader is not happy with anymore. That's
So
your life.
so who's responsible for Ping then?
Chad Garrett.
you know what? We should find out. We should all, and
I
then
don't know,
all
but
email
he
that
doesn't answer
person.
my calls anymore. I think he may not, may have been removed.
The other thing that was cool is apparently the speech he gives to every new vice president about the difference between a janitor and a vice president is that if the door to Steve, like if Steve Jobs' garbage doesn't get empty, the janitor can say, oh, they changed the locks, I don't have a key. He can give a reason, and that's fine. But somewhere between janitor and vice president, you lose the ability to give reasons for things not getting done.
I like that too. I think it's again, it's a whole responsibility and accountability thing. It's sort of saying, this is your role, and everything within that role is your baby,
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a
or
problem that
else.
the entire world has is like owning up to stuff. It happens with young kids all the way up through middle management, and it's just refreshing to know that a company that big actually doesn't have to, crush itself under the weight of that midsection where things just don't get done and people just kind of drift along for 30 years and get a
The
pension. It's
Mycroftian layer.
awesome. Yeah,
I feel
it's
bad
awesome
for
to
the
know
person
that
that was,
people have
It,
responsibilities and they
it's
finish them.
it's kind of brave though as well, because from the management point of view, what they're actually saying is we're putting our faith in this person because we know you can get the job done. So it's not just being negative. It's not just that, you will be in trouble if this isn't handled properly. It's sort of also that we have great respect for you.
Yeah.
So I think it's a really positive thing. I think it would generally get the best out of people, and the people that it doesn't get the best out of probably shouldn't be there. Which
I think
again, it
that as
just
long as you're not
strips
the
them out very
person in
quickly.
charge of white or thin.
Wrong show. There was a part that you'd
Just
really
saying.
like, Georgia, that apparently he got, I forget the gentleman's name now, but I believe he was from Yale or Harvard, and they brought together a lot of other business professors, and they're busy spending their time codifying Apple's management style, basically the Steve Jobs method, and making case studies that Tim Cook, or who's the head of Apple operations, or Ron Johnson, who's the head of Apple retail, will then teach to the next generation of management, so that one day when there is a Steve Jobless Apple, he will hopefully have institutionalized his, what do you call it, auteur culture, his benevolent dictatorship, so that it can carry on be after him.
I could definitely see that going the wrong way though, because again, then you'll have some text and they'll be relying on interpretations of the text
Oh my God, he made a
forever.
religion.
Oh no, well, hey, well maybe that's it.